So that's all I had for the week. And the time in the studio is 5:19.
Okay, so I think we should go directly to Young Reporter's Desk. And Anooshka is here in the studio. Anooshka, welcome back on the show. Good afternoon. And what is the subject you are bringing today?
Anime and manga, art that enchants and baffles.
So first of all, for our audience, explain to us what is anime and manga art.
Anime and manga, they're two actually separate categories. See, anime and manga are one of the most iconic proponents of the 21st century. They made their way worldwide into the United States with the introduction of Pokemon in 1997. While this baffled many parents, to kids it was a new way of looking at pop culture in general. Anime and manga are known for its characters with big eyes, catchy tunes with foreign words, exciting fight scenes, and overall captivating to the juvenile eye. But how did this worldwide phenomenon all start? Although this phenomenon started officially in 1997, Japanese manga actually started back in the 12th century. The art priest Toba, who lived from 1053 to 1140, used this art to gently mock the priests by turning them into cuddly, furry animals. However, it wasn't truly revolutionized until the rise of Osamu Tezuka's art. Influenced by Disney and Chaplin, Tezuka asked himself on how American movies were different from Japanese movies and how he can draw comics that carry the same effects as movies do. And that prompted him to transform the way the whole world would look at not only Japanese comics, but at comics in general. Manga, like all other art and entertainment forms, are a way to escape reality and can take on many genres and forms. Part of what makes manga unique is the wide range of scenes and panels on each page of the book. Some comics are limited to one scene in one small panel. In manga, artists can take a more innovative approach, widening the action scenes and generally make the reader feel as if the characters were actually coming to life and are actually talking to the reader. Most of the world's popular manga get even more popularized by another entertainment medium, television. When the manga appears on the television, there are notable differences between that and the manga itself. The reason? One anime episode covers about 3 manga chapters, so the anime is stretched out and adds more combat with a pinch of special effects to captivate the attention of the intended audience. In fact, a reason why many parents are baffled by it is because of these special effects. And in some ways, the anime misses out some of the key elements that made the manga popular in the first place. A good example is Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Went to a worldwide card game craze and the related anime series. However, it missed some of the heartwarming aspects where a kid makes friends and protects them against evil bullies. Also, it was previously said that boys only like manga. That quickly proved to be false as the rise of girl manga continued to soar. Many comics before the rise of Princess Knight were made for girls to be the ideal women and mothers for their community. With the manga Princess Knight, Osamu Tezuka had sympathetic feelings toward women with the use of his eponymous character, who is both born with a boy and girl soul. Girls' manga vary from boys' manga with more tones of romance, strong female heroines, tragedies, and magic, while boys' manga tend to focus on action, suspense, and friendship-based themes. While most anime and manga come from creative enterprises, meaning the imagination, some also come from inspirations from other books, movies, television series, and even from video games. In fact, the whole phenomenon of anime and manga that came directly into the United States mainstream came from a video game. That video game was known as Pokemon. Although it was a moderate success in 1991, when it was first released, it didn't have much of a growing popularity until 1997 when the anime series came out. This was the phenomenon that turned the whole United States children to Japanese pop culture. Why are parents baffled by it? Mainly because it's a cartoon world different from the one that they grew up in when they were little. Some parents, for example, say that while they do support loving anime, they think it dumbs down the intelligence a bit. I won't say that they're wrong because that's their opinion. However, with the younger generation in stock, some have watched a lot of anime And let me tell you, all you listeners out there, if you don't want to watch anime, fine. But if you do watch it, sometimes it's worth it, guaranteed. This is Anooshka signing off.
Okay, so that was very good. So is there a reverse cultural invasion of American characters into Japanese, or it is always Japanese characters coming to US?
Actually, some of Japanese art was influenced by American art, and that's how. And there has been some controversy on, Japanese anime versus American cartoons. My stance is that they're all cartoons, regardless of whether you see them as westernized or anime. They're all cartoons.
But so here in America, right?
Yeah.
The major cartoons are, or any animation came from Warner Brothers and Disney, right?
Yeah.
And there is a certain all the characters that are very well known. How do they compare in terms of personality between, let's say, for example, the Warner Brothers Daffy Duck and likes of Bugs Bunny and all those, even Jerry and
Tom
and Jerry versus the Japanese characters?
There has to be the perspective is that in westernized, now no offense to the westernized, the people who love Western cartoons, but back in the earlier days, it was all about slapstick comedy, and there was some quality to it, but there was not enough character development, story plots. With Japanese anime, there has this character development and story development and setting development. In a way, it's sort of taking Western cartoons to a next level.
Okay. That's excellent. Excellent explanation, Anooshka. Thank you.
So,
go ahead.
I know we probably have a few minutes before we go for the
Yes.
break, but I have a quick question for Anooshka. So first thing, this was very interesting, right? And
very interesting.
I got kids in my son in particular is an absolute fan of
manga
and he knows a ton about it. But I might be completely under misconception that when I look at the style of the manga, right, and anime, I know they're two different things. Sometimes it looks like the Japanese cartoons are violent, they're angry. Is that true, or they are not?
No, there's a range in how. See, there's a reason why most people would think that.
So then I'm not exactly wrong in thinking that. So that's good. Good to know.
Well, you're not exactly wrong, but you're not exactly right either.
Okay, that's excellent.
The Western cartoons also have a similar portrayal of violence. However, they use it with these stars and these birds. Japanese comics don't necessarily do that. They want to be innovative. They want to take more of the violence to. It's not exactly violent violence, but it's not exactly slapstick either. Otherwise, it would just come off as very, very silly. There has to be a realistic degree to the Japanese comic violence, or otherwise, it's just going to be. It's not going to deliver as much.
So I have one more question.
Ask all the questions you want.
Okay.
Ask all the questions you want. I will be more than happy.
No, because I'm just curious. So you are a young reader also, right? So in the world where we are all playing with the iPad, we had this little what is that Wii thing, right? And then what is that called? I keep forgetting it. It's already getting ancient, right?
Oh, the Xbox
and all that. So what is your view that 10 years from now, will people still be taking a manga book and actually flipping through the pages and enjoy that experience? I enjoy it. I love flipping through the pages. But will people be reading more anime by just clicking on the screen or actually flipping through the pages?
Well,
what do you like?
Well, the way I see it, sometimes when you just take a book in your hands and sometimes when you flip through it, it's actually as if you're sucked into the world. And there's so much to see when you're flipping through a manga book. You can actually get inside the characters' heads, what they're thinking, the psychological developments. By the way, the psychological developments are key in Japanese comics. And yeah, I miss those times. I actually want to go back. although these iPads are technically innovative, it just misses out on the heartwarming feel that it doesn't bring you to a fantasy world where there's all these sorts of creatures and monsters and valiant heroes. Instead, when you're flipping through an iPad, all you're just seeing is words and just action and just pow, pow, pow.
Nice.
I love what you said. I wish more kids think like that.
Yeah.
Wait, but there's
value
one more
the book
input
and
that I want to
Sure.
that makes Western comics different from Japanese comics. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a lot of controversy on this, and believe me, I don't want anybody to take offense to this. But you know those superhero comics like Batman and Superman and all those, although Western comics are taking more to the character development and